Stripe, I'll be down there in just a minute. I am a little late and I was worried about Gypsy coming sooner than later. So I came here first, and you can see, like I said, what starts to happen is these guys come. Let me go around back and holler for him. I'm sure he'll come right away. Hello. Hi, Mart. Is everybody ready for breakfast? You too? He came. I called for him. He came right away. Hi, Tux. Hi, I know everybody's hungry. Here you go, Morris. The rain's supposed to be done clearing, but still going to be a little cloudy, I think. 70s again. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday are all going to be 70s, and then it's going to be a real rude awakening. It is winter, though, after all. And all these guys appear to be doing good. So the ice maker's been out for a while, and the freezer stopped keeping things cold. That's just this left side. But Dawn thinks it was, it's plenty cold, but it might not have been blowing the air in there properly. So maybe a fan, messed up thermostat, probably not. Anyway, we had to empty it and get out the block of ice that was the ice maker, and Dawn's gonna work on it some more. Thankfully, we had a garage refrigerator, and since we eat real food, not that much stuff to move, because it's mostly real meat in the freezer. Tux was asleep in the catio, but as soon as he heard me sit down over here, he came right over for some attention. Stripe's nearby, so that has him slightly concerned, and apparently he doesn't care about having a wet tummy because he's all boy. Aren't you, bud? Okay, you gonna go cause trouble with the other cats now? I think Stripe, Morris, and Marty, they're all waiting down there for a chance to say hello, but they know better than to approach if you're here. I really feel bad it's your day off, and you're having to do stuff like this, but hey, we have one of the cleanest refrigerators on top underneath of anyone, because it's out like every 6 months to a year.
Yeah, well,
it's thoroughly clean.
If you like to keep your things clean because you have to work on them all the time, get a Samsung.
Yeah. We found out there's a recall on the ice maker and the problems we're having.
Yeah.
All right, for better or worse, it's going back in its spot. Going back in its place, stay in its place.
Right.
The compressor's back on, and Dawn hears the fan, so.
Well, not the fan inside the box.
Okay.
The condenser fan, I heard, but not the evaporator.
So we're headed to the Fuquay Greenway Trail to do our sort of Saturday walk on a Friday, because I gotta go to the grocery store afterward. So we're gonna have to go into town anyway. It's 12:30. We're not watching the pot boil. In other words, we're letting the refrigerator see if it's gonna get going, drop some degrees, start to cool down while we're gone. Yeah. Dawn would be having a better day if the refrigerator didn't need work.
Well, it's not encouraging. It was actually working until I messed with it. Now it's not working at all. So I'm a little perplexed what I might have done. The evaporator fan in the freezer is running, the compressor is running, the condenser fan's running, the evaporator fan in the actual refrigerator itself, because remember this thing's got up in a low. Anyway, the point is that one's not running, and I didn't even mess with that. So it's just like I'm a little, I don't know. It's just, I don't think it's not working. Let me just leave it at that.
Right, and I'm trying to be the cup is half full, and that it just needs a little time to get started, because the inside of it was up to 75 degrees.
She's not going to be able to handle this term.
Well, at least there's no sense trying it or be prepared to take over till the next release. Well, I guess every release is worth checking again, but.
Well, I guess my point is, those cars were plenty visible. I mean, I've seen this thing pick up cars all the way across the parking lot.
Right.
And
what
yet
is the
it could-
problem with this particular intersection, that she's missing cars that are obviously viewable by the cameras?
Yeah.
Not just for us, but the camera.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get the creeping, but I mean, she was creeping forward, basically fixing to get into the road, and there were cars obviously should have been easily within her field of vision.
Right, well, you creep forward looking for stuff when there's stuff already there that you can see coming. Why are you just stop? Yeah. I was noticing in our Laugh FSD beta clip, I guess that was when we went to the post office, you know, the font stuff is so small on the screen now that you can barely read. I mean, it's very hard to see the blue steering wheel that indicates that Dawn's in autopilot. It's very hard to see the speed limit sign or the max speed adjustment. You can kind of see the speed we're going. That font is bigger, but those others are so small that in just trying to, you know, show a picture of the screen, and you know, we were in 4K. It's a 4K video. It's up on what, a 60-inch TV, Donnie?
Yeah.
And you just couldn't see that. So that was a little, you know, sort of frustrating. You know, I get it that you can see all of this stuff okay.
And she's wanting us to turn on Holland, which I'm going to let her do. See where she takes us.
Right. Well, there might be a lot of
that's what I'm
grocery
saying.
store type traffic up on Main Street or over on Honeycutt. She's just trying to avoid it, I guess, because Holland's a perfectly acceptable way to get over to the Greenway.
Probably not a whole lot longer. It's really not out of the way.
Right. I did remember to grab an N95 mask to put underneath my cloth mask, and
turn your blinker on. Blinker's on. Yeah, baby, hang that curve.
Oh,
swing out into the
yellow line because you were going too fast.
Yeah, well, that was the intersection she wanted to go around those cars in the other day, so I think she doesn't know that intersection very well. Something amiss with her map data on that.
Crossed the yellow line again for no good reason.
Yeah. I'm obviously very
she's doing 34 and a 35, but around that curve was I
do wish she would get over a little bit. I just don't like this.
Yeah, she is not scared of the double yellow line.
Yeah.
Oh, she slowed down for the water puddle. Wasn't that nice of her? Dawn appreciates it if the car was clean, but it's you know, not really that clean right now. It's winter. So what are they doing over here?
Planting subdivisions.
Probably. It used to be peaceful in Fuquay when Don moved into his house. What year was that again?
1989.
Right, and I moved into my house in Willow Spring in 1993. It was very peaceful in Willow Spring and Fuquay. We were definitely on the outside of all of the congestion, and we would complain sometimes about having to drive 30 minutes or an hour to get anywhere. But it was peaceful. Now we, you know, have everything but a Target 10 minutes away, and we're complaining all the time that there's too much congestion. So she should be turning here?
Nope,
No.
She's going to go all the way to 55.
Okay. Yeah, well, thankfully there's nobody else coming up to the stop sign.
Yeah, she's did that okay. I probably would have scooted across just a mite quicker, but you know, that was within.
Oh yeah, just go slow through the four-way stop, but speed up going around a corner where there's no interaction with other cars and cross the yellow line. Okay. Just being a Weisenheimer. Yeah, well, what I'm seeing today is all of her turning to the right. She's a little fast and then out out farther to the left in the middle of the turn than you would want her to be. Seems to be a repeated problem today. says it's 66 out there. It's plenty humid today, so it feels warmer.
Yeah.
Nice little slow there, passing, greeting the car in the other direction. Probably more than a human driver would have done, but
She just doesn't want to stay on her side of the road.
no, today she's not doing well. Yeah, Dawn's definitely ready here if she tries to. Ooh, she got confused about.
Well, the lines are, they only have temporary paint on these.
Right.
All right, so it's clear one way, but not the other. It's still clear. She's creeping for, oh, watch out now.
This car's turning, Jules.
She's going to be out in the middle of the intersection in a second.
I'm sure that was just for us.
Well, we were sitting halfway out in the road, so he didn't know.
It was a girl.
She, whatever.
Well, I just want to know if these people with the loud exhaust, if they actually think us electric car people like their noise.
I don't know that. Yeah, I'm sure they don't think anything about it. I think she would have done that. Anybody who was halfway sticking out and caused her to vary off of where she wanted to drive was going to get that. I don't think that necessarily had to do with we were electric, but I could be wrong. I mean, that's the equivalent of that giving people a dirty look.
Little stop sign is a little crosswalk here, flashing for the crosswalk is coming up.
Yeah,
we'll be
but
making
she's
a
not.
right turn in today.
But she's not going to.
Yeah,
turn.
she's not going to make the turn. The camera's in 4K and it's getting hot, so I expect it to stop here any minute. I'm just saying we're about at our destination and Dawn's going to have to turn in anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's convenient to spot down here and the end is open.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don and I don't see us bringing our bikes over here because at most we could go 4 miles here. If we started at Clubworks instead of this parking lot and we went all the way over to the high school and back. And maybe we could add another half a mile going around the high school parking lot. But it wouldn't be very far to load and unload all of our equipment.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, well, we could bring our bikes over here, unload them, and then ride on the trail, and then go up in all these, you know, these residential streets, and you know.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to check out the neighborhood a little better anyway. One time we were talking about varying our walk up into part of the neighborhood.
Right, because this is the 42, and so we're
Yeah,
walking.
South Lake, yeah.
This is how we're walking, right on that edge. This is that road we crossed.
The bridge.
The bridge. I'm sorry. This is the lake. Yeah.
This is Kennebec where the high school is.
Oh, that's Kennebec where the high school is.
Right, so you're right. You were right exactly what you said, except for the high school is over here, Kennebec. The lake, well,
yeah, they're not showing the
lake because I think that's the connector, and then you go this way. They don't show the Greenway Trail on here.
Right.
But I think we must come through here.
So where's the satellite? Is this the satellite view?
Yeah, good idea, Donnie. Yeah, because there's the lake. We even have a pin there for some reason. What does that say?
Yeah, well, we're over here, right? This is us.
Yep. And we're going to take the connector trail
Right.
along that part of the subdivision, then cross the lake, come back behind. This is where the lift station is.
Yeah.
And then we walk over here, and they even have the new high school in the picture. So
Yeah. That's a relatively recent picture.
All right, there's, hopefully that's showing well. So from here along the subdivision is the trail, across the lake, the bridge there, behind the subdivision over here, over to the high school, and then we turn around and come back.
Yeah, so like I said.
So we could go all in here or all in here without having to go out on a main road.
Right.
So Don was pointing out that the lake behind the lift station on the other side of the bridge, the farthest point from where we walk, it's as big as the lake on this side of the bridge. And we're just now able to even see this because the leaves are down.
Yep.
We didn't even know it was there before.
Yep. Right there, that's the lift station, that spot right there.
Yep. Here, I'm just going to make it the full.
Yeah, and see there, you can see that little pond, that little retention pond right next to it.
Right.
This is the house where your cat lives.
Right.
And there's the roundabout, of course, we walk by it. And this is the little bridge across. And that effectively is the hill that I've been doing that high intensity interval stuff on.
Well, it would be nice if, yeah. It's too bad we don't have a view. But maybe some of this over here is new subdivisions, and then there's going to be a trail eventually going all the way around that side of the lake.
Yeah.
You know, because there's something here already.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's farmland or look, I guess it's farmland, somebody's property, but it would be nice if eventually you could walk a little more around it. I'm showing the Scotland sticker. But there's an Aviator Beer is My Friend sticker and an I Support Wounded Warriors sticker too. Well, first run interval's complete. Don and I were watching a YouTube last night on True Tone, TRU-TONE, LED glass light bulb replacements for the old incandescent C7 and C9 wires. And they're a little pricey, but the guy we were watching, and I'll ask Don who that is in a minute, he said in about 5 years they pay for themselves, because he's like, God, it's 181 watts for one strand of the old incandescent bulbs. And it's like, I don't know, 0.18 or something for the new ones. So yeah, so they're sold out right now, but I put myself on the sign up thing. Maybe we put a couple of strands across the front of the garage or on the little peak at the carport. You know, a spot where we'll see them coming and going next year. That would be nice. So who is that YouTuber that was
his name. I like him though. He does a good job.
We'll find it and I'll put it up on the screen, or I'll put it in the video description. He has one of those cubbies behind him with some really interesting objects, and he's all about, you know, electronic stuff and lights, and he's just really interesting. And yeah, that video is worth watching though. True Tone. Check out the website, and I'll put his name up. Check out it's pretty wet across the trail here, but part of that is because it's running out of the neighborhood and down to the creek over here that feeds the lake, because it really didn't rain overnight again, and that is humid. It's not drying out very quick from when we did have the rain. Well, there's our pretty blue sky. All the leaves are down, pretty much. You can hear the water today because we did have a couple inches of rain. What was it, a night, or not last night, but the night before. Not too many people on the trail today. Maybe people are working today and off tomorrow. I don't know, or they're off Monday. Some places it's a frustrating year with the holiday on a Saturday. From the perspective of you end up with people taking off Friday, Monday, or both. Don's bank is officially closed Monday, but Johnny's school is not. Don's not sure what he's doing about work yet. Maybe try to get some stuff done when people aren't around. This guy here was giving himself a bath. Maybe he'll do his wings again. I said it was going to be warm enough for snakes. There's a snake. Just a little tiny guy. About 10 inches at max. Yeah, I don't know what he is either.
But he's alive. He's not dead.
Oh yeah, his head's up. He'll go on his way. And no, I don't know what kind. And it doesn't matter.
It's still a snake.
Monday morning, 5:30, 40 degrees. I predict a frown.
Yeah, I suspect that if you only frown, that will be that'll be a positive thing. It was only a frown.
It's way too soggy for Don to be doing a hit up the hill today. We don't want him to slip. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Get your shoes muddy.
Great idea. I like that. Thank you, Judy. I'm liking your thinking.
You know, injuries are not worth it. These guys are kind of tiny for December. I hope when it gets cold they'll be okay. That's what, 6 of them? I think I just got my 3-mile notification.
Well, I got an impressive workout done from Google. I guess something is going my way today. Hour, 8 minutes, 46 seconds, 7,579 steps, 3.24 miles according to Google, 342 calories, and oh boy, a blistering 21 minutes.
It's entirely his fault.
Yeah.
He wouldn't keep up today.
I just ain't got it today. Which way is it trying to go left?
To the left, so back the way.
I didn't see. She was just whipping right out there, and I'm not comfortable because I hadn't even looked yet. No, sweetheart, that's not it. So where's she going with that? Okay, she turned it on. 45, 50. She really goes southward. Wow.
She's just taking us back the way we came, I think.
Yeah,
Turned right on Holland Road.
There must be some traffic jam up in Fuquay.
Sure. Guy went off the road.
I didn't see.
Yeah, he was definitely off the road.
Alright, you're getting close. She did that okay. Alright, there's a guy coming up. He caught us because we had to slow down there. So she's turning her blinker on. And the guy's giving us room. She turned her blinker on plenty early that right then. She's not going to turn. Sorry. But she's going to get rear-ended stopping like that in the middle of a right turn. And I didn't think she was going to turn. I guess that was definitely
Well, if you have a disengagement, it's supposed to send it anyway.
okay. I don't know what she's doing.
You're not in autopilot.
Oh, I'm not in. Okay, thank you. It took me a second to figure that out. Got cat prints on the windshield.
Yeah, they've been there a few days.
stopping nice and far back. There's nobody.
Can I be terrified of the four-way stop and her trying to decide to go here? But I guess we'll give her a chance.
Right. Well,
Autopilot pause, waiting for our turn.
okay. Well, I'm not doing anything.
Just, we got a message I hadn't seen before.
Well, I guess she's not going to go. There was nobody behind me, so I let her sit there, but
But you didn't have to kick her out. You just told her with the accelerator to move it.
yeah, but she waited basically 2 turns, and then she didn't look like she was going to go.
Sure, I understand.
And that guy was wanting, because he's going to want to go. He was wanting me to go when that other, in other words, there was nothing, she didn't handle that well at all, from my opinion. But that, you know, maybe it was better than I thought.
Right.
I'm just a little impatient today. Turn, 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 turn.
Yeah, there's a mailbox there, Jules.
Well, the speed limit's 45 right now. Now it's going to go down to 35
here.
But it is 45 through here. So now it's 35. She is slowing down or not.
Right, well, she acknowledges the speed limit, but then takes forever and a day to slow down to it, which is going to get one of us in trouble.
Right. That seemed a little longer than it needed to
Right,
be.
well, that was that way on the last release, too. What are we on now? Are we on
10.6?
7? I'll look when we're stopped.
Right.
We're not on 5 anymore.
Yeah, we're on, no, not on 10.5.
And I think we skipped 6, so I think maybe we're on 7.
Yeah.
Or we skipped the first iteration of 6 for sure.
Yeah, I think that's also right. Okay. She does see the red light up here. There's nobody on behind us. There's somebody coming up beside us, but there's nobody across from us. So she should be able to handle this with her, you know, literally eyes closed.
Yeah, I forgot to expand the screen again. I wish I don't know what we did to, I guess because we got to get back to navigation, so we made it smaller. I wish, I don't know, it would try to optimize itself without me having to remember to make it bigger.
All right, well now the challenge is coming because here comes a car, although I think they're going to make a left.
Yeah, I agree that they're going to make a left, although she's,
All right.
can she see the other car's turn signal? I don't know.
All right, well there's a car that I wasn't paying attention and came up behind us.
Did you have to give her any acceleration?
No, she did all that.
Okay, well I didn't think that was too bad. I mean, I wait to see that the person coming head on is fully committed to turning away from me before I cross. And the place that I have that all the time is leaving Taekwondo.
Right, that's a tricky intersection.
That's a tricky intersection there, and you could get splattered. And people have been splattered. So until I see you're fully committed and I can make sure there's no one behind you that you're blocking, I don't move.
Right. All right, well there's nobody behind us.
Right, well she's been handling this stoplight up here. I would give her a B+, maybe even an A-. This particular intersection, making this unprotected left turn, she's been doing okay. I mean, there's either a full cars are coming or they're not.
Right.
And this is even a incorrect intersection where the straight and left share the lane instead of right and straight.
Right. Well, the other thing I was going to say is the speed limit. You know, I sped her up to 45. She slowed down.
Yeah, well, this speed limit issue over here close to the community center did not exist 3 months ago.
Right.
And part of it is that they slowed it down on the other side of the stoplight. They did something here. I don't know what all they did. They did something one day and then it doesn't work right anymore. And just to say, you know, I know that map data file is a really large file and we had to have them manually loaded onto Ruby back in the early days, like in 18, one time for us when it didn't update correctly. But I don't know, it seems with all of the construction, I mean, to me it seems like the maps ought to get updated every 3 months. Anything more than 3 months to me seems too slow, because there's, you know, it's very dynamic. It's changing all the time.
Model X.
Of course we're in the Y.
Yeah, but we still wait.
I did.
Yeah, no.
Thanks for warning me it was coming because I couldn't see. Also, it was, you know, a darker color.
Okay, she's turned the blinker on. She's going to miss this light. So
Well, that's almost just as well.
Yeah.
Well, she handled that totally fine. Nothing she could do.
Yeah, well, the lady behind us wasn't paying attention. She's on her cell phone. I could actually see her cell phone up to her face. So she was... The fact that we were moseying up to the stopping line, the lady behind us was 5 car lengths behind us. So she hadn't even started moving. I'm sure the person behind them is probably about to go apoplectic.
Well, I guess, you know, Donnie, since I'm out on the road nearly 100 miles a day on weekdays.
Go, 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 go. Oh, God.
I have people being poor, fussy, bad, impatient so much that I'm just oblivious to it now. But it's because it's happening so often.
Yeah, but this was, she knocked herself out because she was so light on the steering. The car knocks itself out of autopilot, so it's like you really need to keep your hands off the wheel, because any touch whatsoever and it disengages in those, when it's trying to do those maneuvers.
Right, well maybe Tesla will switch to eyeballs only, but I'm not convinced that that's, please, if you think I'm saying that because I think it's safer, like Consumer Reports and who I just loathe, and really don't care what they think, and trying to steer their agenda, whatever their agenda is, that I don't appreciate. But I don't necessarily think eyes may be more comfortable for the human, but I don't necessarily think it's any safer. And I also think it can be faked out.
Well, she's running 45 through there, and that's been 35 for years. So
Right,
I don't know
she just seen that 35 sign and she slowed down.
But it never was 45 at anywhere along
I had
there.
Ruby do that one day too. I think she just missed. You got.
Yeah, I understand. I saw it.
I think she. Ruby seemed to miss it one day too, but then it wasn't like she missed it every time. I wonder if there's a small timing window where, you know, the code's doing a lot of things at one time, and you know, it can do things really super duper fast, but I suppose there is a window where it could be missed.
The guy was zooming up my butt. I could not let her sit there. They were doing 45, and they just zoomed right up on my butt, and she's just poking along at 35. And I knew she was going to take forever to make that turn.
Well, I suppose we've tested that turn before too, so it's not like that's new territory.
Right, she can make that turn. She just doesn't do what I'd call great.
Right. Well, you're not in anything,
I know
so
that,
I don't know.
I understand, and I'm not trying to be in anything.
All right, keep your fingers crossed for us about the temperature on the refrigerator. Look at my camellia.
Yeah, it's looking pretty.
Wow, it's got 50 blooms open.
That's the most I've ever seen on that thing.
Yeah, well, I've been fertilizing it twice a year now for the last 2 or 3 years, and it's really, the deer haven't ate it. It's big enough that it's taken off, and you know, it's just doing good now.
Yep. We're going to go right back out, so I'm not going to pull her in.
Yeah, we're definitely at least going back to Harris Teeter for some fish, but we wanted to check on the refrigerator first. It's not that much of a shorter distance.
Right, well, we've come up, we talked to a couple plan A's, B's, C's, D's, E's, and F's, so we got some, you know, depends on what's going on with the refrigerator.
Yeah. Here's your phone. Well, I'm going to leave it for Dawn to check. I'm not going to touch it, but I hear it. I hear it. Sounds like it's working to me. What do I know? All right. The moment of truth. We want Don's day to be good. He's just trying to light up what the temperature is. Maybe the center of the panel just lights it up. 59 and 59, baby. It's coming down.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Well, that's 15 degrees. It's not 20. It was 75.
Yeah, but I think it should have come down way faster now. I mean, it's been 2 hours, and it's went down 20 degrees? No.
15.
Yeah, in 2 hours. That's not... I mean...
I'm just giving them the, I think it's getting cold.
Well, I don't know why it wouldn't be getting...
Wow, it sure is pretty. I guess we'll get to enjoy it for a couple days before the cold air comes. It's kind of sad that the blooms are going to get burnt sooner than later, but... Pedal to shift gears?
Yeah, no problem.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's confused.
There aren't any gears.
What's this mean?
Light settings.
Please what?
I don't know, it was light settings.
Loves that. She likes two things. She likes 25-mile-an-hour speed limits. She loves the yellow line. Double yellow line. Those are the two things that's near and dear to Jules' heart in full self-driving mode.
It really would be nice if we had it in both cars so we could compare it on the exact same road surfaces and the same driver or drivers.
Yeah.
Excuse me for the sneezing there.
Yeah. Navigate to Harris Teeter Fuquay Verena. Is this it?
Yep. Well, at least when she tries to go across the light up here, I didn't mean to turn Jules around. Okay.
That's cute. Oh, it's white.
Yeah, well it looks a little silver gray from the back, but you get to see more car when it's spun.
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree.
She saw that person.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I see no practical value to it, but for the coolness factor, it's right up there.
Well, it would be great if you could do that with the 360 camera when you're parking or backing into a piece or something. I realize that that's a graphical,
Yeah, not a real picture, but...
Not a real picture. But obviously she sees those things. She could recognize curbs.
Well, now that we know that they can provide interfaces to custom light shows, I'm sure they can stitch together, some camera feeds and put it up on the screen.
Oh, that was for the COVID testing.
Yeah, well, I told you that was backed up out of the parking lot. We had COVID centers that were closed yesterday. They were like past capacity and out piling up into the streets. We've exceeded our all-time positive testing day, which is not necessarily an indication of sickness and hospital, but the hospital stuff is also up.
Yep.
So it's not good. I want Dr. Campbell to be right and the reports out of Africa to be correct, and that to be how it works here in the United States too. But there have definitely been pockets during this whole pandemic of areas that didn't behave as expected based on some fact. And I guess I expect the people in South Africa to be in better health than Americans. So I don't know that I'm comparing apples to apples yet. We'll see. I hope. I really want Dr. Campbell to be right. It looks like the schools here are going to start testing the kids at the school. They're going to have testing available at the schools. I'm sure some parents are going to have a meltdown over it. They made me stick that thing up my nose. What I was trying to say mostly was just that I'm not seeing any signs of them going virtual for the start back. Of course, St. Aug is not under the same administration as Wake County Public School System. So what the college decides to do and what the public school system decides to do are not always the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going straight across in this lane, and she's already in the right lane because she needs to, next turn she needs to do is to turn to the right.
Yeah.
I expected her to be able to do all of these, no problems.
Yeah. This is actually the first time we've turned this direction down this road. So
Right.
she slowed down just a little too much there, but that's okay.
Well, she does that in regular traffic-aware cruise control.
Alright, she turned her blinker on.
Glad she didn't stop in a rush because of the
Yeah, because there was a guy behind us who came
because
through
of
the
the
light
yellow.
also.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't fault him. If I'd have been driving regular speed there, he would have been right through the intersection, no problem. He was a little later than. Okay. Yeah, I just don't see how she's going to turn.
The Don kicked her out on purpose.
Yeah. Well,
this
she had
is a
turned
very.
it. She turned
This
it.
is a nasty little intersection here with the people coming out here. It's very hard to turn that tight enough when you're driving, let alone the car driving. It's horribly crowded.
Right.
It's packed. It's insane
Right.
level of crowd.
Yep, I would agree.
So I'm glad Don can drop me off and then go park. That'll save me parking where these people are. Well, despite how crowded it is in the parking lot and inside the store, I didn't have to wait at the seafood counter or at the self-checkout, so I'm not in a bad mood about my shopping experience. All right, Don navigated over here in front of Walmart on Broad Street and then started autopilot. Kind of got away from that super congested area. You know, New Year's Eve is pretty tough. Everybody wanting last minute munchies and last minute errands. Everything won't be closed down here as long as it was for Christmas, but most places will close around 6 and stay closed until 6 tomorrow morning.
Sunday morning, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, everything will be open on New Year's Day.
Oh, you think everything will be open?
Walmart will be open.
Oh, okay.
Nope, they only close down for the holiday is basically New Year's Eve.
Okay.
I expect Walmart to be, I can be wrong, but I think
Yeah, I don't know.
most places are open tomorrow on a normal grocery store type places.
Sure.
Target, Walmart, Food Lion, Harris Teeter. I did not look at the sign though. No, they never close as long for New Year's as they do for Christmas. The Aviator has broke ground on their new site in there. And it's not to replace any of the existing Aviator buildings, but to add another building.
Okay, there's nobody behind us. Go, Jules.
Did you have to?
Yeah, I wasn't going to let her miss that opportunity.
Right, I agree. So technically it's an intervention, but not a disengagement.
Well, it's like Andy said. It's like, just tell her to go. I mean, she probably could have done it.
Right, well I guess it all depends on Rob Maurer and if you're going, Jules, go.
Yeah, I was on the accelerator. But I was letting her make that turn.
Yeah, well I'm not sure if she came to a complete stop at the red light before making the right turn. She was certainly allowed to make the right turn there, but right as she was going, the other traffic started to move, so.
Right, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I was the one that instigated her moving.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like I said, when it's clear and she can go, me touching the accelerator and tell her just go, it just reduces my stress level.
Right. Well, I guess like Rob, I was thinking of Rob Maurer. He counts total disengagements and he also counts interventions.
Right.
Intervention is touching the accelerator. You know, disengagements is either caused by her or caused by you. I would say with us it's about 50-50. You're trying to hold the wheel like you're required to and need to. And then sometimes she doesn't like it. Yeah, Don gave her a little accelerator there too because she wants to hesitate at that funny intersection.
Yeah, that's a strange intersection. I thought with the car in front of us she would handle it better, but she didn't. I don't think she kind of didn't use the car in front of us to help her get through the intersection. Oh, and we're on 10.8. I looked it up.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's interesting for the beta cars. You basically got to keep track of two. It's really 44.25.6 or something like that, but then FSD beta has another number, and that's 10.8.
Right.
The wording in one place says one thing, but the beta release or the actual release note somewhere else says something else. Yeah, don't get away from those cars any, Jewel.
Oh. Well, the guy
But she didn't try to take us around downtown that time.
No, she didn't.
That's the first time she's come through there. Yeah, well, he's going to be upset. Nobody wants to do 25. Except for me.
Yeah.
It's 25 for quite some time to come, and the cops are all the time down here by the park waiting for people to come down that hill.
Yeah.
But they would catch me on the day that I just happened to not pay attention versus the people that just don't care. And
yeah.
the vlogging camera battery is about to die. If it dies, I'm just not going to restart it back up.
Yeah, it's getting kind of...
We're getting close to the house, and we know these well-known intersections, what they do.
Yeah, this right turn up here, she's been messing it up pretty bad the last couple times. And with people really on your bumper. Oh, and we have a bicyclist.
Yeah, but this lane here is generous, so hopefully we're good.
Yeah, I would say she should be. She sees the bicyclist.
Yep. She even showed a bicycle for a little while.
She doesn't know what she's doing.
Well, she was in that lane and she lost track of the reason why she got over there was to go around the bicycle guy, and then she was just going to continue like she was in that lane. Programmatically, that should be plenty easy to fix. But yeah. So she does okay moving to the left around bicycles and people walking and such, but if she happens to get into another lane that looks just like a lane, she may not get back into the intended lane.
Right. Well, I think she was... Yeah. I think she was trying to make a left turn. I mean, she got over and then decided that, oh, I need to make a left turn. And it's like, I don't know what... It's a very analogous to that
other incident.
Yeah, with the cars. The department like, well, those cars, I need to get around those cars. I'm in the left lane, I'll turn on the left turn signal.
Sure.
I don't know. So I can try to let her see she does better up here. Still nobody coming. Nobody behind me. Well, this should be a piece of cake for her. Nobody's anywhere. She actually actually does pretty good. That swinging wide like that is probably the right answer. Then to cut the corner, which is what we do as humans. All right, hang on, because this turn right here, you never know what she's going to do.
Like maybe it's the branches coming down. They just really distress her.
She ran off the road the other day. Well, she did near perfect this time.
Yep.
I'm gonna let her stop. I'll take her out.
The refrigerator side is looking good. The freezer side, still not so much. Hi, Gypsy girl. Hi. Hi, pretty kitty. Hello. Well, the refrigerator seems to be holding the temperature. And while you were busy doing your thing, I did my thing. The freezer part, that little section on the lower left, that's another story.
Yeah, we'll call and have somebody come out and look at it.
Yeah, we did what we could. And it's in better shape for him to do what he would need to do also, I might add.
Right.
Because you know he's not going to empty it, although we have refilled it now, and clean it and do all that stuff.
Right.
So we'll look spotless when he arrives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reloaded it while Don was busy.
Running the coaxial cable for the 5G antenna to the closet.
From the window.
From the windows. Yeah, we're going to move the
Gateway.
Gateway, thank you, 5G gateway from the window into the closet. And I have, I think, 50 feet of cable, and I think that's enough. It's going to be close, but I've got the cable ran through the wall and sticking out in the closet. And I just got to button up the stuff upstairs and then run it across the rafters.
Right.
Yeah, to get to the window.
But he did the hard part today. He's got the hole in the floor and or the ceiling, the floor in the right spot. I moved Christmas stuff around because the chimney is near Christmas Central up there.
That's right.
Yeah, poor Don missed his nap today. But I'm fixing to feed you really good stuff.
That's the right answer. Yeah, and I'm going to run I have a spare 50-foot Cat 6 cable, and I'm going to run that, even though it's not going to hook to anything. I'm just going to, well, I've got the floor up and the hole drilled and all that stuff.
So if we ever finish the room upstairs, we'll have a...
Yeah, well, I don't see it. Yeah, that's right.
Just nod yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Nothing better than Alabama on TV, and so far in the lead. And a plate of little neck clams. There's shrimp and lobster and a piece of steak on the way. Hey, Donnie.
Roll, Tide, roll.
He's happy. This is the happiest I've seen him in 2 weeks. He's not working. He's not fixing things, and he's just watching Alabama play football. It's good to see you happy for a minute, Donnie. It's been a rough couple of weeks. The internet thing, I mean, it's just been too many household things all at once.
Yeah, everything seems to be not coming my way, but this is up.
There's the garlic shrimp with the cream sauce. I really don't miss the flour at all anymore. We just drink up the sauce when we're done, and it's yummy, yummy, yummy. And I have
just fine.
Yep, I make sure she doesn't get any garlic or onion, though. Hi. You must have been a good boy today.
I must have been. Surf and turf. Wowzer.
I got that piece of meat brown just right. Now we're going to share the piece of meat, but I got to get my picture first.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because we've had a good bit of food here now.
Yep.